Hey guys, I'm Boot. We're in New Jersey, and today we are doing a podcast with our friends from Connecticut. Stay tuned to see what the next episode is going to be. In case you don't make it to the end of the episode, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Hey guys, I'm Boot. We're in New Jersey, and we are joined today with our good friend Kyle, who runs a channel on YouTube called On the Brain, as well as the A for Abled, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And want to tell everybody where they can get that at.
You can find all of that on the Brain Entertainment and A for Abled, all on every podcast platform you can think of, from Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, etc.
Alright, and of course, as always, my lovely wife Allie is with us as well, who is very quiet at the moment.
Yes, I am.
As well, we have our friend Tom. Tom, say hi to everybody out there in TV land.
Hi, internet world.
Yeah, I was gonna say not TV land, it's the internet.
More like
Let's not
streaming
get
land.
crazy.
Right, and today we are also doing the podcast. So what I'm going to do now is let Kyle go ahead and take it away, and then we'll get started.
All right. What is going on, people? This is Elder Tenchi. What is going on? It has been months since our last recording. I am sorry if I shocked one of our co-hosts. Oh man, listen, I've been waiting for a while to do that because it has been that long since we've done an On the Brain episode. We've been focusing on other podcasts from other ventures on the mental health space, but now it is time to get goofy. It is time to get crazy. It is time to get just what the heck is going on with this world today. And so the purpose of us coming out of our hiatus is to talk about nostalgic franchise Space Jam. If you were a 90s kid, or if you've ever liked the Looney Tunes, you have probably seen the first Space Jam starring Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan. Now we got Space Jam: A New Legacy starring Bugs Bunny and LeBron James. Now the question is, how does it measure up? Now I'm going to try my best not to compare it to the original, because honestly I don't feel like I should have to compare one commercial to the other. They're both very, fun, but I will have an opinion on it, and we're just going to share it. The other bizarre, ridiculous, and sweet thing we're going to talk about tonight is a little dating show by the name of Sexy Beast. Now, this came out of nowhere from Netflix, and honestly, in the world where anime is becoming more accepted, in the world where streaming it's basically a hodgepodge of whatever, and in the bizarre world of dating, sometimes you need a little something to laugh at. Like I call it trash TV. But now, is this trash, or does it get a pass? It's something that I could see myself watching again. Maybe expecting a second season. In the second season, who knows? Good, bad, happy, sad. We're gonna talk about it all. So which way you want to go first? We want to talk about Space Jam 2, or we're going to go right into the sexiness with Sexy Beast?
I honestly think we need to do Sexy Beast.
You want to do Sexy Beast first?
You said sweet, and I would not describe that show as sweet.
You wouldn't describe it as sweet?
Not in the slightest.
Basically, the season says, hoping to say goodbye to superficial dating, real life singles, sport elaborate makeup and prosthetics to put true blind date chemistry to the test. I thought when I first saw I saw like a preview for this on TV or somewhere online.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome, okay? First off, the makeup alone is fantastic.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Amazing.
No, the makeup is great. The concept would have been great.
I thought the concept was going to be really, really good, but I felt like it fell a little bit flat.
No, I think it missed a lot in spots.
Yeah, in spots. Like I think, towards the end of the series, the last, 2 episodes I thought were great. And, I know we start off with Emma the Demon, who
I'm glad you got the names, because honestly, I can remember the names.
I'm looking at the episodes right now on
Emma.
Emma is a professional model who is over men who only chase her beauty. Dressed as a demon, she hopes to find a connection with a mouse statue or baboon.
Okay, but you just read that description, and the first thing you said is, Emma is a professional model.
That's what it says right there.
What I'm saying is this whole entire thing was meant to be because they didn't want people to just find love based on looks.
Of course.
And then they start the sentence with a professional model.
Well, yeah, but that is a profession.
Yeah, that's her job.
No, I'm not doubting her job. That's not what I'm saying.
That is part of the, part of getting to know her in that way. I mean, obviously, as a professional model, okay?
No,
you're a professional model. You're in the business. You are probably working a lot in the business. Probably have people calling you all the time to do different things. And like, if I was, say if you were a model, right? And you were getting phone calls 24/7 from your agents or whoever trying to get you to do different things. Like, as a dude, that would get on my nerves.
You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. This has absolutely nothing to do with her profession at all.
Oh, okay.
This has to do with the fact that all of these dating shows, and this included, they have a great message. Why are you doing that?
You're getting a lot louder now. So I'm just sliding it a little bit back.
Yeah.
They
said that now I lost my train of thought. So thanks.
We're talking about her being a model.
Like, do looks matter?
Right,
over,
but so they go for
if you know that they're a model,
and they want to go
straight
up. They want to straight go through personality, but every single person involved in this entire show.
I just want to make sure.
At least one of them in almost every episode is like some kind of a model or something.
No, I just feel like if you're gonna go that route and you're gonna truly see if people can get to know personalities based on just that solely, not off of looks, then there needs to be more of a diverse cast, because there was a very specific cast for this show, and that's what it is for a lot of these shows. It's very, very specific people.
Now you're talking in the vein of like body type, right?
Not just body type, I even think race too. Like, I think it's just, I don't know. I just feel like you have a good idea, and it could have worked flawlessly. And in some episodes it did work, and some episodes I was like, oh, like that actually was okay. But I think if you're gonna go and be that type of person, and you're gonna have a show, like, can we be a little more?
To be perfectly honest, I haven't seen the show.
Yes.
I've only seen like some trailers.
Right.
And I think it's a good, fresh idea, but like you said, model. But I think it's a good idea for like, a blind date, like a real true blind date. Like, you're not gonna know what this person looks like.
Absolutely.
It's a really good idea for like the average Joe and average Josephine.
But
that's what I think.
But none of them were average.
But
a lot of guys that came on, they were like, "Oh, I'm an ass guy," like, I gotta have that ass. You know what I mean? So like, sorry, but you don't have a mask over your ass. You know what I mean? Unless, this one chick, but
it was a
unless you're
one crazy girl. She was
jackass.
nuts.
like the point of the show is to show that that we're more than just looks.
Of course.
But as far as people and who they and what they like, that's that's unavoidable. Like, sometimes they'll go straight forward. Like, there were guys out there that were just saying butt before personality,
just no bestiality,
and all that.
Yeah, right.
Right, and like he just comes in with the perfect timing there, and he didn't even see the show, but it fits in anyway. I told you had no problem doing this, but yeah. And then others wanted to, others told you exactly what they wanted. One just straight up said, "I'm here to find a husband."
Yeah.
And that.
Wasn't she the one that like?
She was the panda.
That was the panda.
That was the panda chick.
The girl from New
Wasn't
Jersey.
the guy like?
Was he a buffalo or something?
No, like not really. I'm not really that into it. Like, I want to be friends or something. I'm getting more of a friend vibe.
Like, both of them.
No,
They both liked her. It was just you know, and at first I thought she was gonna choose the the one that was more of a nerd because
The bull,
she
right?
seemed to be the bull
Yep.
who seemed to be a little more, you know, they seem to have more of a vibe. I'm not saying that now at this point you have another guy who's dressed up as an alien. I forgot what the third dude
Tin
was.
Man.
He was a statue.
No,
he
it's
was-
a Tin Man right here.
Oh, it was okay. It was
That's
a Tin Man.
Carousel, the panda.
Grab the bull
So
by
let-
his horns. I mean,
So for those who don't know, they go on speed dates of 3, right? Mm-hmm. In each episode, someone chooses the next person to go on a date with. There's only 3. By the end of the show, obviously you only have 1, and then they make a match, and you see what the other person looks like. You see what they look like without all the mask and elaborate makeup.
Right.
And when the panda episode was the one I was most excited about because she was the anchor in the intro. She's the first thing you see when the show starts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder what her episode is because it's straight.
It looked crazy.
Because she's straight up
cut it together.
right.
It looked like it was going to be crazy.
It looked like it was going to be
But it
crazy.
was crazy for a different reason.
And that was the editing for me.
I don't really feel like the editing was what made it crazy. I feel like what made it crazy was the fact that she was like so hell-bent on finding a husband to have a kid with like tomorrow.
Honestly, though,
like she was
just ready to go.
I think out of everyone, she was the most upfront and honest with what she really wanted. And she even admitted that in her family, she has a pattern and that like she could be too much, and that too much personality came through in her episode. But you're always gonna think you're too much, but you might not be too much for the right person. Like, I want follow-ups. Like, I want to know if the people that actually got picked
whether they
and
got
met,
dumped or not,
if they're
like,
still
did that
like
happen?
together.
Yeah,
I'm sure they probably, if they do get a second season, which, I mean, like I said, I feel like it didn't really take off until the last 2 episodes to be serious. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was a lot of fun in the beginning. Like, the first episode, it was kind of funny. It was like, they made jokes, like the narrator made jokes that were like sexually charged, even though I didn't feel like it was appropriate. Like, they didn't need that in there. But it wasn't bad. It was, it was something that I was interested in to begin with. So I went into this with an interest, and it just kind of fell flat for the first, 4 episodes. And then at the 5th episode, it started to get like serious. Like the people were more grounded, I would say.
And that's a lot to be said for the type of show that this is, because we already have shows like this. What's that one where you're literally talking to a wall until you
Love
is Blind.
Love is Blind.
You got
Love is Blind.
That was a good show.
You got stuff like Love is Blind. You got another show that's been on the air for a long time, which is more of a scientific social experiment, and that would be Married at First Sight.
Yep.
They brought back Blind Date back in 2019. Like the OG Blind Date from the 90s.
Celebrity dating game.
Yeah, forget Next and all that.
What was the show? I was talking about this when we were watching this. There was a show where like they would be in like the car talking, and there would be, you remember like VH1 pop up
Tail
video?
Date.
Oh, wasn't?
It was Tail Date because they all had pagers and they were giving advice. Or was it the one where they have like a
No, Blind Date.
Therapist,
That was
Just blind. Yeah, Blind Date. That's just what it was.
Was it Truth or Date?
No, it was called.
Was that
it
the
was
one
just
with the lie
Blind Date.
detector?
Truth or
That was kind of like
There was one with a lie detector.
Well, that was kinda-
lie detector software.
the one you're talking about. That's kind of the one that started.
Or
Yeah, that's what I would
Yeah,
have
like really-
another one involving a van. Room Raiders from back in the day on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, I remember that.
Well,
that was cool.
Like,
Was it?
I thought it was cool. Like, if you were gonna meet somebody to like go out on a date with, or like a blind date, and you got to like raid their rooms to like see what they were about and like who they were as people.
There could also
that's
be
cool because that catches them off guard.
No.
true, but there could also be
I don't care
problems.
about your mess. I don't care about your mess. I want to know
What does
you're
your-
into, what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to rifle through your drawers.
That's what
like,
you're supposed
fucking
to
lick
do.
on your dildo or whatever.
That's what-
you know what I mean? Like
Well-
nothing creepy like that.
Well-
it's made to be. Yeah, of course you have those spicy moments.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I just thought it was really cool that they actually got that behind the scenes look at the people's, you know, their houses, their family, whatever, before they met those people.
It was very like since we're talking about dating shows like period now, like because I watched a lot of them growing up,
Right.
and so that's why Sexy Beast kind of appealed to me because the nerd in me was like, oh my god, cosplay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like cosplay. I was thinking that if you were, and no offense to anybody in the audience who's a furry, but I'm like, is this kind of like what a furry convention's like if you're going like speed dating or something?
I originally
But
thought that's what it was.
that's what it
That's
was,
what she
right?
was trying to tell me that
No,
was
I
furries. And I was
thought
like, oh,
it
I like
was.
furries. Like, you know, I see a lot
I
of
thought
stuff
that's
on
what it was.
YouTube about furries and like, you know, you kind of learned a thing or two over the years.
But no, it wasn't. It was just regular people who decide to go with this show that dresses people up in very well done costumes.
Oh, and the
yeah,
makeup
definitely.
was on point. I have to say that.
That's one thing that, you know, it actually kept me watching was the fact of the makeup was so good. Like, so good that you couldn't tell what they looked like.
No,
And then
not
when you
at
would
all.
see those reveals, it was like, oh shit.
I
like,
was
that
not.
chick's-
I was
Like,
not
I didn't expect
expecting
you to
that.
look
that chick's
like-
hideous.
Except-
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Or the
Like,
dude,
That's absolutely
or the dude,
terrible.
no, like the dude that kept flexing throughout
yeah.
his
through the whole
episode.
day, he was like,
Like-
oh, the gun show.
Oh, that's that.
That dude, I was like, come on,
the
dude.
guy
That guy
that-
loves himself more than he'll ever
Love another.
like another
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
That was the second episode where the guy where
yeah,
they were
James
like,
the Beaver.
he's like, I'm a big guy, and I'm like, because you have muscles, like,
right,
you're
right,
not.
exactly.
Talk about
You're
angry
not,
beavers.
Like, you don't have like
I mean-
boobs or nothing. You know, like
He was very full of himself.
He really
but
was,
you know
yeah.
what? If that's how you want to be, that's how you are, I guess.
And like it really.
the wolf dude, I thought was cool.
The wolf,
That
yo, the
makeup
wolf
was awesome.
The
and it fit his
dancer
personality.
the dancer from New York.
Yeah.
like that dude. He just seemed really down to earth.
Oh my god, my heart, like, he was so sweet. Like, I think he treated it like respectfully, all of them respectfully, all
Right.
the different
Oh,
girls.
yeah. And he was very upfront with them about, you know, what he liked and what he didn't like.
Wasn't that the one where the girl was like, I'm just getting a friend vibe?
I
from
think
him?
so. Yeah, that was kind of sad.
But it was
because-
very. But that was probably one of the
girl,
most
the girl
wholesome
before
episodes.
the last, the second to last girl, like he kind of really liked her, right?
Yeah.
So
But I think it was the first episode with the devil girl where she told one of the guys that she was mostly feeling a friend vibe from him and chose the next guy and that guy that got essentially friend zoned, he was like, oh, whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
the
Tin
first
Man.
one.
yeah,
The Tin Man.
Like, are you that hurt?
No, that was
No,
a
that's
different
the
one. That was a
mouth.
different one.
The mouth is like, oh,
mouth.
thank God.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
God.
he's like high fiving the other dudes. Like, come on, man, come on.
And she even
Don't
said
be-
that
don't be
was
an ass
like,
because
I
you
wanted
got,
to be
you know,
his friend, but after he reacted that way, it's like, why even be a
Like,
friend?
I kind of got that too. Like, he
No,
was
she
really-
said it. Like,
yeah.
she even said it to the camera.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got that though.
You know,
Right off
it
the bat.
like this show had its moments.
Right.
You know, and yeah, this is the type of TV that you put on as like filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's in the background.
It's not anything to
banging.
concentrate on.
like the biggest thing.
No, like,
no,
let's
the,
not get crazy.
Well, I mean, you know, we can't.
He's
watch
not
Family
wrong.
Guy,
the biggest
and
thing that you.
That's actually, you know, something to watch.
Family Guy has more plot than
Yeah, exactly.
But the-
than that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have sex while other people are trying to find dates.
I'm not paying attention to that.
no, it's
I
just
don't need anything to speed it up.
like, you
I
just
mean,
want-
fucking
like, no, you're
kill the
ba-
noise.
Why
No.
does everything have to go there?
no, You're just saying it could be anything in the
we're guys.
background because you don't
exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're guys.
No.
Well, that's what I thought of. You know, like
Yeah.
Netflix and chill isn't Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. Yeah. So wait. With that whole concept, as many shows as there are on Netflix, I'm pretty sure somebody was making out while watching Too Hot to Handle or something.
Oh, that
You know what I'm
probably, yeah, because it's that show though also has, I think, a interesting story because they basically are all
Oh, you know what's funny?
good-looking
That
people.
popped up underneath of it.
They're all
more
good-looking
like
people,
this.
and the catch is they can't kiss, touch, have sex, and they're all like really, really good-looking people.
They can't even self-gratify.
Yeah, but they also get like $100,000 cash.
If they do it,
They do
you
it.
should have watched the
Because-
first season. That doesn't always
Like the
Hey.
like the AI there, I love the AI because she is watching every move that they make.
Oh yeah,
You know,
if
like
someone,
regular.
if someone makes a
I
mistake,
haven't
they
seen
What,
don't
it.
they're
I've
get.
just
gone,
heard
right?
about it.
I
Saw
I'm not
the-
sure.
I watched it on a whim and I couldn't stop watching.
Me too. I watched the first. I just binged the first season.
And
I
then
have to watch
when the second season came out, I was like, okay, a little more of the same. But I'm gonna tell you this, and there's only one like big thing for this. Okay, they start losing money like right off the bat.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like by day 2, they're already like a huge chunk in the
Good.
bank is gone.
Like that's to me. Like that's like if it proves that sometimes money doesn't motivate people to keep their hands off each other. So
No.
they prove the point that they're
No.
trying to make.
If that connection is there,
Is it a connection or is
or-
it lust? Because they've just met each other.
Is it a connection?
A
or
lust
do they just wanna
connection, yeah.
connect?
They just want to. Yeah,
They
it's
just wanna
not.
connect.
It's not.
But
yeah.
But with Sexy Beasts, yeah, they were telling you exactly what they wanted, but they only had 22 minutes.
Yeah,
so they
it
cut
was very short.
So they cut everything down to. I feel like it would have benefited if the episodes were a little longer.
Yeah, because you
Honestly.
don't see all the dates. Like you get
I
like
think
the
you-
highlight reel.
I
Of
think
it.
you said that too, that they should be longer. I kind of like the fact that it's short just because it was not as entertaining.
No, but
Until the end?
it was short. But
I feel
that's
like-
what caused it. I feel like not to be as entertaining because I would always like be confident. I'd be like, I know who they're gonna pick, like because what you would see would be like the connection, and then they pick a different person, and I'm like confused because it
It's
didn't
so-
match what I saw. But you're not there for the whole time. I guess they don't have time to do that. But I'm just
All right,
saying.
so I've got a question now. If you think about it like this, like during the pandemic, right? We saw a lot of people start streaming. A lot of people start, doing live streams constantly.
Yeah.
And does that make it more so that people want to see longer content? Because also TikTok is a thing where it's very short content. So it's like kind of,
Finding the balance.
yeah.
But
yeah.
TikTok
And so I
took
think,
off in the pandemic.
A show that's 23 minutes is basically a half an hour long with commercials.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not that it's short, it's just that it's only a half hour show.
No, I'm not. It's a smaller. What he was saying is that I guess he was Kyle was comparing it to Too Hot to Handle,
Right.
which is a 40-something minute episode.
Because it's not all about the dating. It's also about the journey.
Right.
With
This
Not to
was
mention
just
exactly
strictly-
behind the scenes, what's happening.
and obviously the drama because we love drama. Yada
Yes,
yada yada.
yes.
When I'm watching a dating show, I'm not expecting it to go 100% well. I watched enough to know that yes, this is a reality show, but these are not actors.
Right.
These are real. These are real people. With Too Hot to Handle, I can't freaking tell. I can't tell.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
and I'm
Because
not.
I mean, like I said, a lot of these people were models or were in that kind of a business. So it makes me think that they just needed cast members for a show, so they put the word out to modeling agents.
But that's how it
and then that's how
usually
it came
goes
across.
for these things.
Right.
They have to have a social media presence. They have to be. Yeah. That is how they cast probably 90% of reality television.
At least today.
At least for
Well,
today. Yeah.
that's pretty awful. That's pretty awful when you
Yeah.
think about it. Because this is supposed to be a random show about random people, not models. Because if you were just going to throw masks on models and be like, oh, here, go date each other.
Defeats the purpose.
But what I will say, as far as like like diversity or whatever, most of the time, like some would say, like they had a physicist up there who basically says she's a geek and has and doesn't date that often, right?
Right.
But then as soon as they saw what she looked like without her mask and stuff, they were like, "Oh my God!" Like people were really surprised that the nerds that were up there looked hot. Like,
but here's the other thing with that too.
Even if they were wearing a mask, though,
it doesn't mean you can't just you
if
can't.
They said they were a model.
You can't take somebody that's into nerdy things and automatically assume they're gonna look like a dog, or ugly, whatever. You can't just, because what he's saying is people she was a nerd and a physicist, and then when she saw she's so hot.
Yeah, but she also said
I'm like, you're also a person.
Like that's that's stereotype.
You're stereotyping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's a party professional.
She's a party professional.
Yeah.
And so.
But then what about the girls that would be when they didn't get picked and they're like, you wouldn't have even gotten one date anyway. Like, why even? What's the purpose of saying that?
But they also
say it.
But they also
it's to stir up drama.
When
they
they're
also
leaving,
but they also know that this is what a competition.
No, you know what?
This is a competition with lower.
No, it's fine.
It's a competition with, say, lower stakes than something like Love is Blind or Too Hot to Handle. Because Love is Blind, you're expected to go through the whole engagement process.
Oh yeah, you have to get married.
You're getting married.
Or you have the choice to get married.
You have the choice to get married. There's higher stakes there. Even with Indian Matchmaker.
Oh yeah.
With Indian Matchmaker, you got a matchmaker who's going through different people with different personalities, and some of them, I cannot believe the stuff that I'm hearing. Like the list of things that they're required to, not the things that the daters want out of a potential partner.
That's the thing. People have two lists that are way too complicated.
It's good to have standards.
Yes, but be realistic at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you do you want to date yourself, or do you want somebody that that can help balance each other out?
We were just talking about this. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Everybody has flaws. It is what you're willing to accept of their flaws to make it work.
Right.
I feel like before the pandemic, and even more so after the pandemic now, people are bored. And they're looking for something to do. They're looking for something to watch. Mm-hmm. And, Netflix and Hulu, Disney, all these streaming services are just coming up with new things. And I don't know, it's not always the right thing.
Well,
I don't know.
Netflix has been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of shows that have been, Netflix originals that have been really good or just bombed completely. You know what I mean? And the crappy part about it is because they're in the unique position they're in, they will put this, whatever their budget into the show. If it doesn't do the numbers they want, it's gone.
I do like
that makes me mad because there's like that one show. What's his name? Kevin James was on here. The Crew. They just ditched that show altogether.
You talking about the one about the NASCAR crew?
Yeah. And while the show was okay, it was just okay, the rest of the cast were really good. I feel that they kind of got the shit, end of the stick because...
Well, I think that's a conversation for, that's really not...
We could go a whole episode about Netflix TV in general. And these dating shows, definitely not a big commitment.
Oh, no.
But because I'm the sappy person that I am, I want to see them get together. But the thing is, we don't see the aftermath. We only see we don't even get an update or anything. We just see them possibly go off and say, oh, you know what, we'll go out on another date.
So I think if they do bring back another season, I would imagine that they would put
updates,
do an episode where they update or actually do little updates at the end of those episodes.
Not necessarily, only because I bet that was filmed before COVID.
Well, obviously, at
More
this
than
point,
likely,
they should
yeah,
have those
'cause this is
updates
the
when they go to do the second series.
Yeah, but not
second
necessarily. Netflix doesn't necessarily always give updates.
Yeah.
Like with Love is Blind.
Right.
Like I remember waiting and searching for any type of update, and they're just putting out something that's supposed to be coming to give you that update. Like they did a reunion special, but it didn't really give. It was so close after the show wrapped that it wasn't a true update.
Yeah,
You know?
for Too Hot to Handle season 1, they did an update episode, update special almost immediately. But you could tell it was, because that show was filmed pre-COVID.
Right.
So now you got everybody on a Zoom call,
Yeah.
and I didn't even bother to watch the reunion special. I don't really like those, but. At least they gave us something, because these people were going through were going through stuff. They wanted to change how they saw, the opposite sex in this
Right.
case. One thing I didn't see was, you could tell that since they only had 6 episodes, they mainly kept it very straightforward.
Yeah,
Like,
straight to the point.
like straight, sweet, to the point. That was and that was it. As far as diversity, you didn't really see, it was mostly, and I'm a straight guy, but we mostly saw straight couples.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it was all straight couples.
It was all straight couples. A lot of them had similar, types when it came to what they look like, but they weren't the same type of person. You get what I'm saying?
Not.
So
yeah.
it's but with with other shows, sometimes it's is this scripted or not?
Yeah.
Because now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, what do I believe? What do I believe? Is this just are you just feeding my brain a lot of junk food, or is my analytical side just gonna pick apart everything that I watch now?
Right.
Yeah.
Is that something that happens when you get older? Because
it seems to be something like that a little bit. I do notice as a musician, I notice it in music. I notice certain things, and it does make me crazy sometimes, because there are sounds in music that have just been used a dozen times. I think we talked a little bit about that too with the auto-tune.
We did. Oh,
and
yeah,
over
we
time,
did.
it gets cringeworthy. To listen to somebody play a riff that's just done really sloppily, or sing with auto-tune that's just they have no voice, so they use auto-tune to make themselves have that voice.
Right.
And I don't think that's fair, for performers or whatever. But regardless, it is a pet peeve.
That was probably one of the worst inventions ever, auto-tune.
But that wasn't what it was originally for, though.
What was it for?
It was originally to find oil.
Really?
Yeah, for auto-tune, but that's a whole different, story.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is, it's just like with dating shows, the way they have been forever. It's formulaic. So to see something like Sexy Beast come in, which would be goofy on the surface, but it's you don't know what the person looks like. You only know what the person sounds like. Imagine if they gave them voice synthesizers while in those elaborate costumes.
Like the Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Oh. Something like that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like a full costume where you couldn't see their body type or anything.
Oh, I'd like to see
that would
that.
be more legit, I feel, than just having a head of a panda or a dolphin or whatever.
Netflix, listen to us.
Yeah,
call us.
Get a
Call
clue,
Kyle.
Netflix. This is what it should be.
Get it,
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Because
Don't steal our
you're still
idea.
not able to make a decision based on their personality, because you're still looking at their body. You know what I mean?
Get your shit together.
You're still
Well, yeah, you
checking
can
out
then
that
tell.
ass.
Right, you can tell. That's what I'm saying. There was no. I didn't feel like it was truly authentic, almost, because you could see what they were.
It did kind of feel a
and
little
they even
forced in
well,
some
and they said
situations.
with the guy that they were like, when the beaver, and he was like, oh, I'm a bigger guy, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like a bigger
heavyset
dude,
guy,
cool.
yeah.
And then you see him full body, and it's some jacked up dude with muscles. And
I mean, he wasn't wrong. He was big.
He was
but
big,
yeah.
but
he was,
in a
jacked,
fit, muscly
Right.
way. Not that there's anything wrong with
like
that.
a big fat slob in a mask, and I'm scratching himself with his gut hanging out.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's
date like some trailer park
Exactly.
skanks.
Hey, I'm sure there's a whole list of going into the fact that bigger people are excluded from things like the dating shows and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
Because they tried to do it one time. There was one show called More to Love that was like a bachelorette style show, or bachelor, because it was a male with females.
Right.
And they were all big.
They were all, the male and all the females were
All heavy set.
didn't do good because too many people were focused on you need to lose weight, you don't deserve it, and it went on, and that's it.
All sizes deserve love.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So let's get some plus size people on these shows. Let's get
Why don't you
some
get a real
people part
of the real people, not just
LGBT.
the good looking.
You're supposed to be reality TV, but
There's
the
nothing
things you
real
show
about
are
it.
not real. Not at all.
What about gay couples, lesbian couples, trans
Yeah,
why not do that as
exactly.
well?
To be honest, we haven't seen anything in the reality set other than game shows. We haven't seen anything real under the banner of reality television since Real World season 1. Like that's just my opinion. Because
long time.
Because that was 100. That was like 100% experimental at the time, right?
Yeah.
So they put they edited stuff out obviously because it is television.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was who those people really were.
'Cause
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
not every guy has a six-pack abs. Not every girl's gonna have the hourglass figure.
Exactly. That's
There
not.
are.
I got a keg.
I know, right?
That's not real life. And
But-
then when you project that on the media, it just causes
Yeah.
more issues and problems for people. And they're like, there are people that look at those girls or those guys and they're like, oh, I don't look like that. That's why I'm single. That's why I don't have
Yeah.
love.
All right, let's just
gotta look
let's just
deeper
say it.
than that.
Okay, let's just say it. All right, just like they were trying to prove with Sexy Beast and stuff like Love Is Blind and Married at First Sight and all those other shows. They're trying to show that beauty is only skin deep, right? Mm-hmm. Now some do it better than others.
Yes.
Sexy Beast was not one of them. At least not in my. And I'm not saying that
Not
that's
until the end. I feel like
Right.
they didn't get their groove until the last 2 episodes of the 6 episode series.
right.
Still,
So,
that's
I
not
mean,
enough to make
no,
it
it's not
something
enough.
that...
At least not at this point in time. If they get a second season,
I think this was just dipping the toes in the water
and
to see how it would do.
Experiment.
because they knew how to promote this.
Yeah.
Like they promoted it with the mask. They took
Right.
Which got people thinking, this is interesting. And because they never really said what it was about, they just kind of showed the mask, showed her talking, the panda. They never clarified
that
really
what kind of dating show it was.
until you watch the show.
Because
So-
really, like I said,
And they showed you the most outlandish character,
which
in
happens
the
to be
entire
from New
series.
Jersey,
Yeah, which
which is
happens to be
funny.
from New Jersey, of course. Everything craptacular comes from jerk meat.
No, that's not true.
Look, guys, we get it. You're from Jersey, so you can crack on Jersey.
Oh yeah.
We get-
Everybody cracks on Jersey.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, honestly, altogether, I liked it. If I were to give it a rating, C-.
Okay.
C-.
Yeah,
I'd grade it a C-.
I could get down with that rating.
I might pass. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that. I honestly feel that's a really fair.
That's very
rating
fair.
because, like I said, I mean, it took them a while to get into that groove where you actually felt like the show was what it was supposed to be at the very last 2 episodes.
So guys, this was getting a little long, so I decided to cut it off in between, and we'll actually put up part 2 as soon as I'm done editing it. And thank you guys again for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks guys. See you then.